good, everybody? I'm Isaac Lee, and we back this time with another trailer reaction for Morbius. So let's get straight into it. I forgot all about this movie. I honestly forgot all about it. We went months without no word or anything. We didn't hear too much promotion. We didn't hear any rumblings about maybe a teaser trailer. The teaser trailer actually just came up out of nowhere. I was at work, literally on like a short 15-minute break, and I just so happened to see the teaser trailer, and then at the end of that, it just says, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're dropping the real trailer tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, okay." it just drops out of nowhere. So I watched the trailer, and the trailer looks good. The trailer looks good. The visual effects look good. There's no telling how much they're going to like update the special effects once we actually get to like the theaters and things like that. But for what I'm seeing in it, it looks really good. There's a couple things I definitely want to point out. The fact that, okay, they're making mention that we are going to see Michael Keaton's Vulture in it. We are going to see that. We are going to see they had that scene what we saw in the first trailer of him walking past this wall where they had the picture of Spider-Man. It's saying murderer. But if you noticed, well, everyone knows that the costume wasn't the Tom Holland Spider-Man, but it was more of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So maybe there's gonna be a little multiverse thing going on. They kind of touched on that in the bonus scene of Venom. So there's that, and then we actually get to see what he looks like when he fully turns into Morbius. We get to see little transformations. We get to see elements of what he's capable of doing. So I love that as well. I even love and I gotta mention this since I'm talking about Venom. I gotta mention how at the end they even mention Venom's name. You know, when he stops the guy with the knife and the guy's all like, "Who are you?" Which, by the way, that phrase is in so many superhero movies. The whole "Who are you?" I mean, they put it in Morbius, they put it in Venom, we saw it in Shang-Chi, like they put it in Black Panther. You see that so much. The "who are you" question is quintessential to a superhero or anti-hero movie. You just see it all over the place. But then he answers the guy and he says Venom, and he makes the face and he's like, "Oh no, I'm Dr. Morbius." So I'm interested in this movie. It really looks cool. Here's my worry though. Here's my worry. It's released in January. That's an issue. January has the worst, just absolute worst reputation for movies that come out in January. They always drop the trash movies in January, whether it's a horror movie or anything else. If it's in January, you already know it's doomed. I mean, maybe this would be one of the rare ones that, you know, can actually be good, but from what I remember, I think its only competition is going to be Scream, so we'll see. But the fact that it's dropping in January, it has me worried. I'm still going to see it, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to see it, but the fact that it's dropping in January, it has me a little worried. But I'm thinking that Jared Leto's performance in this movie, it might have people actually like take a step back from what he did with Joker. He got so much crap for what he did with Joker that I feel like his performance in Morbius might kind of like overthrow that, might kind of like have people talking differently. Just let them forget about it. Just talk about the Morbius. If they get on the Morbius and Morbius happens to be significantly better, maybe they'll stop talking about the Joker. But from what I'm seeing, I mean, it looks really good. And I'm not gonna be one of those people that try to nitpick, be like, "Oh, you're gonna cut your hand and then try to have bites attack you and then you get superpower." I'm like, really? If we're gonna nitpick that, let's nitpick the Hulk. He gets all this gamma radiation, and instead of dying from cancer, which should happen, he just turns into a big green monster. So we can't be splitting hairs here. But overall, I mean, it looks good. I'm optimistic. I'm curious to see how this is gonna fall into place with everything else. Another thing is that since they're doing a Morbius movie, and I'm sure I'm not the only person to think this, but how is this gonna tie into Blade, or will it tie into Blade? Because they're already talking about, you know, a multiverse. Now, it's one thing for the MCU to talk about a multiverse, but once we had Venom, who's over in Sony, talking about a multiverse, now it's like, okay, is that gonna be another thing that's featured or kind of hinted at on the Sony side? Because I know for me personally, the first time I think I ever saw Blade wasn't actually in the movie, but it was in the Spider-Man cartoon, the Spider-Man animated series in the 90s. That was the first time I saw Blade. So I'm curious if the first time we see Blade is gonna be in a Sony movie before it gets to an MCU movie. But aside from all of that, I mean, It's cool. I don't really have too many nitpicks about it. I didn't really check out what the rating was gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be PG-13. I don't know if it's gonna be R, because we know with him doing all that slashing with the claws, I don't know how much blood they're gonna show. They got Tyrese in this movie. Ain't no telling how much screaming he gonna do. I'm like, this man done did so much screaming. He did so much screaming in the Fast and Furious movies. Now all of a sudden he's gonna be in a Morbius movie. Like, how much screaming is he gonna do, man? I mean, he's getting paid to scream, so whatever. But at the end of the day, those are just my thoughts. But what are yours? And if you like what I had to offer, hit that like and subscribe at the bottom. I'm Isaac Lee. This is The Rundown.